Every dollar matters to me.
Bars and restaurants can't wait for Congress. Tonight, one bar is going directly to the people for help.
A lot of people have come out of the woodwork.
3, 2, 1.
And a surprise move to pardon the parents of Balloon Boy.
And we begin tonight with welcome news for restaurant owners in parts of Colorado. Douglas County and Lair County are approved for the state's new 5-star program.
This means restaurants can apply for permission to allow more people in their dining rooms, or in some cases, for permission to open their dining rooms at all.
This will also affect bars, event venues, really all of the businesses impacted by COVID restrictions. Douglas County already put up a list of restaurants and gyms that receive 5-star approval. The list includes several restaurants at Park Meadows Mall. More than 100 Douglas County businesses are waiting on approval tonight.
And we've seen just how quickly businesses can hit the ground running under these 5-star rules. Summit County was the first to launch under the statewide program. They got approval on Friday, and some restaurants reopened that night. By Monday, 143 were back open at 25% capacity. That's 50 people max.
In order to qualify for this 5-star program, counties must report a continued decline in COVID cases.
That means most metro counties won't qualify. Businesses there, they have to get creative in order to survive.
And Denver7's Russell Haythorne found one decades-old bar trying to harness the power of social media.
For decades, there was a familiar roar after dark in between Race and Vine Streets on Colfax.
It's been the Lions Lair for 53 years.
And the history of this intimate concert venue dates back even further than that.
As far as I can tell, sometime in the 40s.
It was at first a jazz club.
There was an endless number of jazz artists that played here, including Dexter Gordon, Clark Terry.
Legendary musicians, and now some modern bands.
The Black Keys, the Decemberists, Ozo Motley, Mojo Nixon.
Co-owner Doug Kaufman believes this monarch of the Denver music scene might just have the oldest liquor license of any concert venue in town.
Without Chapultepec closing, I can't think of anywhere else. The liquor licenses are numbered. It was one of the oldest liquor licenses on Colfax.
And boy, does it have history. Some even believe this hideaway is haunted.
Ghosts of old jazzmen, ghosts of old regulars. You come in here and get a few drinks in you, you might start to conjure them. You never know. It could be real. You never know.
But like every other live music venue, the COVID crisis has silenced the lion's roar as of late.
It's been closed for 8 months. It's a drag. I mean, really it is. It's not like its old self.
While the venue's landlord has been patient with so much looming uncertainty, Doug and bartender Demi Merritt decided to launch a GoFundMe campaign a few days ago.
A lot of people have come out of the woodwork.
Doug is absolutely blown away by the support. Nearly 350 donors and counting.
It's been great. It's been, moving that the place, means a lot to a lot of the community around here. And
they've raised $15,000 so far, the lion's share of that coming from small donations, people in our community who value this cultural icon, the king of Colfax.
It'll come back. I'm confident that it will.
Russell Haythorne, Denver7.
And the owners of Lions Lair are more than 60% of the way to their goal. So if you want to help, you can find the link to their GoFundMe on our website, thedenverchannel.com.
Last night at this time, it seemed like a stimulus deal was a done deal. Now it's just chaos on Capitol Hill.
The president wants larger stimulus checks, and last night he called for Congress to rewrite the bill with $2,000 payments instead of $600. And Democrats agree with him. Republicans so far are mostly silent. Some might be forced to make a decision if the House calls a vote on Christmas Eve.
ABC's Andrew Dimbert reports on the back and forth in Washington.
Derailing the deal.
Send me a suitable bill, or else the next administration will have to deliver a COVID relief package.
In a White House-produced video, President Donald Trump taking to Twitter to announce he is rejecting that coronavirus relief package, sending shockwaves through Congress after originally signaling he would sign the bill into law.
The bill they are now planning to send back to my desk is much different than anticipated.
The president labeling the carefully crafted bipartisan agreement a, quote, disgrace, demanding Congress increase direct cash payments to most Americans from $600 to $2,000. Vice President-elect Kamala Harris calling out the president for waiting this long to voice his opposition to the deal.
We definitely need to get relief. And I mean, the challenge was, as even the speaker said, they didn't get any feedback from the president.
Although Trump chose not to be a part of the negotiations, his Treasury Secretary was. And after Congress reached a deal, Secretary Mnuchin told CNBC stimulus checks were coming fast.
Again, let me emphasize that people are going to see this money the beginning of next week.
But now there's no telling when Americans will see that money or any additional relief. COVID unemployment benefits are set to expire this week and eviction protections the week after. Also, the COVID deal was tied to a larger $2.3 trillion spending bill to fund the federal government. If President Trump doesn't sign it, the U.S. government could shut down on December 28th. Meanwhile, struggling Americans are desperate for help.
There's been a lot of politicking, and I think the American people are just sort of tired of that.
Andrew Dimber, ABC News in Washington.
Okay, so where do we go from here? Well, it depends. The House may hold a vote on larger checks tomorrow at noon. If they do, it would set in motion an unprecedented editing process to get the bill on the president's desk by Monday. The president could also sign the bill as is, which would mean $600 stimulus checks for most, or the president could do nothing until January 3rd. And if that should happen, the clock runs out on this Congress, and the next Congress would have to start from scratch. Every day the bill is delayed puts millions of people closer to financial peril. Enhanced unemployment benefits expire this week. And even if the president signs the bill today, for example, people probably would not see those benefits return until mid-January due to paperwork. And then there are the stimulus checks. When we believe the bill would pass on Monday, Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin said stimulus checks would be deposited next week. So now, well, it all depends on the president, and it will take at least a week from the time he signs the bill until the first checks are deposited, and many will take longer.
For the 10th straight day, there are fewer people in Colorado hospitals with COVID or COVID symptoms. 1,336 hospital beds are in use tonight, a substantial drop from our peak of over 1,900 in late November. State health leaders said today that we had our Thanksgiving peak earlier than other states, and we've seen our cases drop rapidly, while other states are now just seeing those spikes.
Bad weather couldn't slow the pace of holiday travelers at DIA this morning. The airport's only half as busy as it was this time last year, but these have been the busiest travel days of this pandemic.
Denver is ranked as one of the top 5 holiday travel destinations. Other parts of Colorado are popular too. Vice President Mike Pence is reportedly spending the holidays in our mountains. And it's a weather action day out there. Meteorologist Stacey Donaldson joins us now.
And Stacey, the winds are calming down a bit out there?
They are calming down a bit, but this isn't going to be an instantaneous winds drop off. We're going to continue to have breezy conditions in through the rest of tonight, and it's going to make it feel very cold out there. Our wind chill factors are mostly in the teens. 11 degrees here in Denver, and 17 below is what it feels like up at Leadville right now, with single digits off to our west in the higher elevations. And that'll be the case in through tomorrow too, with temperatures mostly in the 20s in the mountains. It looks like that wind chill factor is going to be closer to 0. But we did see a lot of sunshine today, and that will be the case again for tomorrow. Still looks very snowy up in the higher elevations from Vail to Frisco, up into Loveland ski area. It looks like a winter wonderland up there with the snow that we had today, but we still have blowing snow across the area as well because of the winds. So just be prepared for that, especially on the roads, that it may be a little low visibility at times. As for our satellite radar pictures, still a few scattered snow showers off to our west, otherwise quiet here for the Denver area. And those winds are still pretty strong here for the region. We have 30 mile to 40 mile an hour winds off to our west, and pretty much the same across the plains with 14 mile an hour winds here at DIA. As for our overnight lows tonight, they'll be in the teens for the evening, mostly clear and breezy. We are going to experience more sunshine tomorrow and a nice warm up on the way before the next cold front comes our direction. I'll let you know if that will be affecting your holiday in a few minutes.
It's been more than a decade since the world watched a balloon in the Colorado sky thinking a boy was inside. Tonight, our governor closes that chapter in state history.
Plus, how the changing climate is impacting Colorado ski resorts, and how the power of music is motivating one man in his fight against COVID.
Just lying here on the couch, nothing much to do. Pizza Box.